What's your name?
My name is Martin Casper II.
All right. And what's your occupation?
I do IT risk and compliance analysis.
All right. And to start, how would you define technology abuse, and what are some of the most common forms it can take?
It's essentially the misuse of technology to monitor, manipulate, and control others. This can include cyber stalking, identity theft, phishing, digital harassment, and surveillance through the use of spyware, malware, and even tracking apps.
How have emerging technologies like AI and social media changed the landscape of technology abuse? Are they playing more of a role in facilitating or preventing it?
Both are a double edged sword. Though AI can identify abusive content, detect threats, it can also be used to create things like deepfakes. While social media magnifies the reach, which unfortunately means malevolent behavior can occur and go viral quickly, it creates more tools to combat abuse, but has also opened new ways for people to exploit that data.
What impact do ugh, what impact do smart devices such as smartphones, home assistants, and wearables have on technology abuse? And how has their presence changed the risks?
Smart devices have added layers of risk because they can be used to track and monitor people without them even realizing it. For example, someone can use a GPS enabled device to track a person's location or access information through a smart assistant. These devices make life more convenient for the consumer as well as the perpetrators of malicious intent to exert control.
All right. And are there specific demographic factors that seem to influence who is more likely to experience or engage in technology abuse?
Younger people tend to be more affected largely because of they're the most active on social media and reliant on digital tools and information. Women are also disproportionately targeted, especially in cases of online harassment. Certain marginalized groups might also experience more abuse simply because they're more visible or vulnerable online.
Right. Can you share examples of how technology is sometimes used to control or manipulate others?
One way is through GPS tracking on mobile devices. Abusers might use malware or spyware on a person's phone to monitor calls, messages, or social media activities. And then in workplaces, employees can be subjected to monitoring software that tracks their every movement, which can feel invasive. And on social media, people sometimes create fake accounts to harass or manipulate others without being identified.
What are some warning signs or red flags that might indicate technology is being misused in a way that crosses into abuse?
Some examples would be unexpected apps on your device, strange battery drains, or unusually high data usage, which might indicate spyware or malware. Anyone who insists on knowing your passwords or constantly tracks your location, that's a red flag. Also, if someone seems to know too much about your activities, they might be tracking you digitally. And with that, you should always be aware of your surroundings, and not just physically, but digitally as well.
All right. Uh, what ethical considerations should tech companies keep in mind when designing products that could potentially be misused?
Privacy and consent should be the top priorities for any company. They should be asking themselves while making these apps and anywhere the data is used. They should be asking how can this be misused, and with that they can start to build towards safeguarding and having that transparency. Um, User consent is really important as well. Um, Easy ways to opt out, for instance, location tracking features should be transparent, and the user should always have the ability to opt out.
What proactive steps can individuals and organizations take to help prevent technology abuse and protect vulnerable users?
People can regularly check app permissions, update their privacy settings, and be cautious about sharing personal information with people that may want to do harm to them or steal their data. Organizations should offer education on technology safety, provide clear, strict privacy policies, encourage reporting of abuse, and build adequate security into their tools. Both can play a role in raising awareness about the risks and the damages that come from that.
Finally, looking ahead, how do you see technology abuse evolving over the next few years? What trends or challenges do you anticipate?
I think we'll see new forms of abuse through the use of AI and more sophisticated algorithms. There's also the challenge of augmented reality and virtual reality, where abuse could very well take place. That behavior could spill into those virtual spaces. The challenges would be keeping up with the technology and creating ethical frameworks um, to protect and that, well, not only protect, but adapt just as quickly as the perpetrators of that ill intent.